Talkin' Sex Live is recorded in front of a live audience. This show is for mature listeners only. Hello, you're Talkin' Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet. And we're joined by our awesome producer, Wells. How are you doing tonight, Wells?
Hi, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
Perfect. So we are unlicensed sex therapists.
We are just a couple who likes to have a lot of sex.
That is correct. Mm-hmm. And so we want to share our knowledge with the world. And so we were recording live and we're streaming live to Twitch right now, and we're also uploading this to YouTube and any type of podcast service that you enjoy. You are probably listening to it right now. So, how's it going tonight, Wells?
Well, it's going okay.
Yeah?
You know, not much going on the dating scene. I'll tell you, May and June, it was hot back summer. There was anal, there was oral,
wow.
There was floral.
Floral?
It was going down.
Like having sex
floral.
With flowers? What is floral sex?
There's usually like orchids involved. You can shove them up each other's rectums. You can eat them even after doing that. Orchids are edible. So you can put them in cocktails and then throw them on each other's good parts, rub that in there, get some floral going.
Floral sex, that's something new.
Yeah, I haven't tried that before.
Okay.
Floral sex.
Something that we have to go ahead and give a shot.
When I was a kid, I went to this restaurant. They had rose petals in the salad.
Yeah, and that's always weird. Do you actually eat these things, or what's going on?
You eat the rose
you
petals.
can eat them,
Yeah, it seems like they would be poisonous to somebody, you know, like to animals or something. So Diane and I, we've been trying to do this whole multi-orgasmic couple situation where we eventually will get to a point where we can have this prolonged, like tantric sex, where we have multiple orgasms over and over again until we just choose that we don't want to have sex anymore, and we just finally just do one final orgasm and then be done. But Diane got in a little bit of a snafu with her training or her sexual kung fu. Want to go ahead and explain there, Diane?
Oh, yes. I was doing some Kegel exercises, and I held it too long, and I tried to get up, and I injured myself.
Yeah, she has
it was really, really tight. So
she has a knot, literally a knot like you have in like your back
on my perineum,
or your neck,
or in my perineum.
Inner perineum. And so she... so we're not really having sex. We tried. It was kind of easing up after a while, and we decided that we wanted to go ahead and try having actual penile vaginal sex, and it started to actually cramp up again, and it was worse. And so we've been doing a whole lot.
Diane's vagina was worse.
Yeah, no, it was just because of just penetrating. The knot, not her vagina, but there's a knot inside of her perineum, and that it tightened up more. So we haven't had sex since Wednesday?
Something like that.
Tuesday.
So we're kind of on hold. Chet's been going a little crazy.
No, I'm okay.
You're okay? Right.
This
go ahead.
Multiple orgasm training sounds kind of like powerlifting. It seems like there's a great amount of power with it, but if it goes wrong, you could also get really hurt.
Exactly, exactly. So also like... I mean, with my penis, I mean, it does get sore after going for a while, like stroking it for some time. But we've been venturing into just doing a whole lot of oral, and that's great, actually. I enjoy oral sex.
Love oral.
Almost as
Oral's
much
great.
As vaginal, just penetration intercourse. Because I sometimes I feel like it can be just as or even more intimate than penetration. Because
absolutely,
because you're down on your partner and it's so vulnerable.
Yeah. So and how we do it, and we've explained this before in the show, where I lay on my side and Diane lays next to me, and then I have her leg either over the top of the back of my neck there, so that I have just her vagina or vulva right in my face, and then so she has easy access to my hand. But then
your hand?
No, to my penis. Sorry,
okay.
your hand has easy access to my penis. I was doing a jerk off motion with my hand, and I was like, hey, that's my hand. But we then turn, and so that she's on her side, I'm on my side, and then her vagina is just right in my face, and it's a full body, all five sense experience, because you
taste, sense,
you taste the vagina,
smell.
you smell it, you can focus on the feeling of your genitals being sucked or licked, and also visual. I mean, I get very turned on by looking at Diane's vagina or her anus, and it's just right in my face. Now, for Diane, it's just my hairy butt crack right in her face.
That's not much of a turn on for me, sorry.
No. So she will choose to you
close
your
my eyes,
and that's okay.
And I'll use a bit of fantasy, actually.
Oh,
if
you
I'm being
fantasy.
usually there's another woman involved.
Oh,
in
yes,
my
yes, yes. So I'm more of just like, this is all I need right here. Sometimes I close my eyes just to have it be like a sexual meditation almost. Like you just focus on just all of your senses, and then if you close your eyes, you eliminate that visual element, and it's very erotic. I have a hand free that I can go and rub her back with, or I can kind of stroke her face or neck, or you can even, I mean, if you're into anal, you can go ahead and rub her anus, or if we're not doing this right now, but you can rub her vagina. You can put your fingers inside if it's nice and lubed up there. Usually after licking for a while, it is pretty well lubed, but it's a really good position, and we're fine with doing that for a while, and we'll probably need to just to let
my perineum heal.
Sorry,
Diane's
perineum heal. Sorry, got a little tripped up there.
Yes, you did.
I was thinking about my wife and marriage, and I was saying married life, and anyway.
It happens. I know a lot of couples aren't really into 69ing after a while, because you get to a certain point where a lot of women just don't want that.
Chet, you're not having an affair with a woman named Mary, are you?
No, I was saying married, like my wife married, so yeah, not at all.
You seem kind of hesitant on that.
Well, no. There was a girl that we had a threesome with once named Mary.
That's right.
Yeah, and sometimes Diane will go ahead and call out her name while I'm going down on Diane. She'll be like, Mary. And
that was moaning.
Oh, was that moaning?
Not that I'm a cow.
Moaning. Yeah. So.
Yes. What was she like? Good pussy?
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Diane here had the most fun with.
Oh
Mary.
yes.
Yeah, I usually
went down on each other, then we scissored, and then we had a double-sided dildo. Mm-hmm. Those are quite fun.
Yeah, with the double-sided dildo, I'm usually like, where do I go? And it's just like,
well,
what?
He goes to the boobs naturally.
Yeah, I just suck on her tits, and it's super hot. If you ever have a threesome, fellas, with another woman, then you have to let your partner just have fun with the other woman. Most of the time, it's not for the guy. The girl just wants to experience and have a little bit of vulva fun.
At least in this situation.
And it was good, and it's always fun. But no dates. I thought you had a date lately there, Wells.
Not lately. The Delta variant really screwed up everything on the dating apps, and now I'm wondering if I just need to accept that I am an incel now. I am an involuntary celibate.
Oh, yes.
And what does that mean? Am I going to have to join the Proud Boys? Am I going to have to not get a vaccine booster because of my incel beliefs?
No, I think you're
I don't
okay.
know.
You'll get back out there. Things will start being on the uptick.
We'll see. It's been since May. June was the last experiment.
Sure
that's a long time.
It is. It is.
Sometimes when you just put it on the back shelf, that's when you meet the right person.
Yeah, sometimes you just focus on yourself, and and all of a sudden, boom, there's the right person.
It's hard when you're a podcast producer and you have all of these other coworkers and colleagues, not you two, of course, because you're married, but other people who are very attractive, who are at that age where everything is very perky and up, and you're seeing them, and maybe you're in the lunchroom and you bump into them a little bit and you feel that female body, and then you crave that intimacy. So I want to kind of be like Mr. Cool Guy and be like, no, I don't care if I'm getting it, but it's very hard because I do crave that intimacy.
Of course.
Yeah. It's natural. It's a natural human desire.
I want that floral again.
Floral sex. I'm still curious as to what this is.
I want to take
I don't understand
a lotus flower and just crush it on a woman's titties and just rub it all over there.
That sounds amazing, actually. I should get back into this.
Lube up my penis with a nice lychee fruit and then just
love lychee.
Stick it in, you know?
Smell? I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Just stick it right in.
Got it.
Do we have any callers there, Wells?
I don't believe that I was given hosting duties, so I haven't been able to see the call board
I understand. Yet. I think we do have somebody. I'll just... there it is. All right, here we go.
There we go.
So, who do we got calling in?
So this is Susan. She has been with her boyfriend for about 2 years, she says, and she's worried that now that they're going to get married, she will expect sex.
Oh, okay. Hello, you're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
And is this Susan?
Yes, this is Susan. Hello, how are you?
Oh,
we're well. Very well. Very sexy voice.
Very sexy.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. Thank you. I have a question for you.
Okay. Well, we got answers, hopefully.
Oh, I hope you do. So, listen, so I've been dating my sweetheart for about 2 years now, and he really is talking marriage, getting serious, and I'm a little reticent, and I'll tell you why. To be frank, we have not yet had sexual relations, and I'm a little worried that he's going to expect me to have sexual relations with him after we get married, so I'm not really sure what to do.
Have you ever talked about intercourse with your beau?
Oh, yes, we have talked about intercourse quite a bit. He loves to write about it, you know.
Oh, he's an erotic writer. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, he writes a lot of letters.
Oh, just like...
To me.
To you? Like love letters?
Love letters, just letters about his day. I get a letter a day, I swear.
So this is a long-distance relationship?
Yes, you could say that. He's rather indisposed.
Oh, okay. So he's an inmate.
Yes. Well, yes, he is. Yes.
So have you not had any conjugal visits with him? You're not allowed.
Well, no, not if you're not married. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure. He's sort of a celebrity inmate. I don't want to brag, but I'm sure you've heard of the Eat Your Face Off killer. Yes, the one who allegedly killed 17 people and ate their faces off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, that is my sweetheart.
What? Okay, what's his name?
It's Henry Wayne Otis.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen the news reports. He was everywhere. It was just, he was all over the television. It was really quite fascinating.
Okay.
I saw him on the television.
Okay, go ahead. Keep on going. Sorry.
No. Look, me chattering on like the
No. You were talking. The question that I was going to ask is like, how'd you meet, or if you met him beforehand, or if it was afterwards. But you were getting to that.
I watched the entire trial with my eyes glued to the television. You know, the angular face, the scarring, all of it just said to me, this is a man who needs to be taken care of. He's vulnerable, you know? And so I got to writing him. One thing led to another, and we just fell madly, deeply, and hopelessly in love. But now, you know, with this whole marriage thing, it's just, I know he's going to ask for conjugal visits, and I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Is this because you're scared he's going to eat your face, or?
Well, I mean, I'd be lying if it hasn't crossed my mind.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
mean,
I
is
do. I'm rather attached to it.
Oh, okay. God, yeah. I mean, well, it's quite gruesome to remove a face. I don't know, all these pictures of Face Off with John Travolta.
And Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, it comes to mind there. So.
Well, he was a big fan of that movie. And I
Oh.
think, he had started off ho-hum, regular old killer, and then all of a sudden, boom, watch Face Off. And then he said, "That's me. That's what I want."
Wow.
But I swear he's a changed man.
Okay.
Though I do still worry a little bit about my face.
Yeah, I mean, is he gonna be? It's like a quadruple life sentence, right? He's done. Like he's
Correct.
never coming out. Yeah. Okay. But are you
Well,
okay with that?
well,
or?
he does have an appeal. He has an appeal, so fingers crossed.
I
Well,
don't think so. Huh.
not for some people, I'm sure. I mean, there's revenge he keeps talking about, but we won't get into that.
Okay, so would you marry him though? Would you actually marry this man? I mean, you got to think
Oh,
about.
I mean, he is my soulmate.
Oh.
He is my soulmate.
Wow.
He, inside of that killer who ate people's faces, is a hurt little boy, and
Maybe. I don't know.
I want to take that little boy. I want to cradle him to my bosom, so I would marry him. It's just in a room, naked, my face exposed.
Well,
It's just a little worrying. That's all.
you really do need trust, though, in relationships.
Yeah, it's a big one
If
right
you're going to
there.
marry this person, you need to have trust.
So you're saying I should trust him that he won't eat my face?
Hopefully, I mean, you got to have a conversation about that. Just be like, my face is off limits. You can kiss it, but please don't bite or try to remove it from my skull.
But see, that's what I'm afraid of. Once he gets the taste of the flesh from kissing my face, will it just trigger something? Trigger warning. I have a face. You're gonna eat it.
Right.
And I don't want to put him. I don't want to put him in that position.
Well.
Well, it kind
So
of
it's
sounds
really
like
a
you have.
two-way street.
It does kind of seem like you have a little bit of a fetish, though, there,
Yeah.
because you're dating this man and you know full well that he has taken people's faces off.
Well, I wouldn't call it a fetish. I think what it is that I like to see the good in people.
Okay.
And so many people have said so many terrible things about Henry, and they don't talk about the good things. Okay, he was part of Big Brother.
Okay.
Little brother, Big Brother.
Oh, the Big Brother program, not like the
okay.
TV show.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
Yeah. Or
And he did not-
1984.
Yeah, and he did not eat anyone's face. No, not one of those kids is missing a face. So
that's good.
point there. He is really great at ping pong.
Okay.
I think he was going to go pro.
Wow.
He was thinking about it.
Wow.
Right. Thank you. I'm glad that you're impressed.
Yeah,
and
I am
of course,
impressed.
yes. And he is really good at macrame.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
yes, he ate people's faces, but look at all these other things.
Yeah, well, I mean, he no doubt should be in jail for the rest of his life, but
Most definitely.
it seems like maybe he would be pleasant to talk to about some stuff, or just not. I mean, go ahead, Wells.
What if you ate his face before he could eat yours?
Wow, that's really deep.
Is that a solution?
That is deep.
Could that work?
Well, here is the ironic thing. I'm a vegan.
Oh, well, that would do it. That
So
would do it.
that right there, that's right down the toilet. You know what I mean?
That is ironic.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I mean,
What are you gonna
ideally, what your main question is you're wondering if you're going to get married, and you're wondering if you're going to have sex. And so is it not so much the married part of it, or is it just the feeling safe that when you're having sex, he's not going to try to eat your face? Is that what I guess what I'm trying to get the root problem here.
Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's really the main thing. I mean, first of all, I feel bad for even thinking he would do that.
Yeah,
He
well, I mean, if he loves
specifically
you, but
said to
maybe
me,
not.
I would never, what? Sorry.
Oh, if he loves you, then I'm sure he probably wouldn't want that. You were saying that he was a big brother and he didn't eat those kids' faces, so it seems like maybe you would be in the
Well,
same boat there.
Right. One thing I did leave out, he did eat his first two wives' faces off.
Oh, that's a big.
Yeah. I mean, you can
That's-
see now kind of where I
yeah.
might have a little bit of an inkling that he may be interested in eating my face.
You know, if it happens twice, usually it happens a third time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe there's better ways to meet someone than idealizing them while they're going through a murder trial.
Yeah.
Maybe you could try a pottery class or an improv class.
Improv class, yes.
Well, that's a great idea. My only fear is that I'm afraid if I break up with him, he'll try to break out and eat my face off. I'm really at a loss here.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I should just marry him and take my
those prisons
chances.
are pretty secure.
Yeah, those maximum security prisons, they're no joke. I mean, they've got like 4 feet of razor wire. Like there's several fences, and the
Yeah,
fences.
he's not getting out of there.
He's definitely not going to get out of there. So, I mean, there's really nothing holding you back from breaking up with them, but I feel like you have somewhat of a fetish with this, or not maybe even a fetish, just a kink. There is a difference between kinks and fetishes, where kink's just something that will turn you on, but a fetish is something sexual that you can't really climax or get off without having that thing present, either that object or that activity present. So there's a little bit of a difference there, but I feel that it might be a kink for you. Maybe try going after a inmate who's less violent or who hasn't murdered somebody and just maybe is in there for tax evasion or for inside trading or something like that. Those are some bad boys.
I'm sorry, inside trading.
Yeah.
I mean, those people are the scum of the earth, are they not?
Okay, but not people that eat faces.
Look.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be judgmental. I'm so sorry.
I mean, let's not. I mean, look, he ate people's faces. I get it, but let's not rehash the crime. I mean, that's how I feel. So,
got it.
I mean, he has written me so much poetry. I mean, I melt. A lot of it has to do with like my pores and my nose, though. To be honest, so,
I can imagine that.
No red flags there.
Not at all. Well, hopefully we kind of steered you in the right path there. I would definitely take it slow.
Well, it's given me something to. Yeah, I mean, it's given me something, and no pun intended, something to chew on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't laugh at myself.
It's all right.
Who can I laugh at?
Exactly.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And I'm actually writing a book. It's called Me and the Face Off Killer. So if you are interested or anyone is interested, you can get it. Amazon Kindle. I self-publish, 99 cents. So just check that out.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Well,
in fact, buy one for your friends and family and everything.
Okay,
a lot of the proceeds will go to my hubby.
Okay. Not exactly the best cause, but okay.
We hope we help you out there.
Yeah. Well, stay sex positive and have a good evening. Stay safe out there.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Never thought I would never date someone who was accused of murder or who was convicted of murder. I don't know. Maybe if Diane happened to vehicular manslaughter or just in a crime of passion or a crime of rage or something like that happened to kill somebody, I would still stay with her, but I don't think I would just actively date somebody
who gets off on killing people.
Yeah, that's a
little much.
We always say with fetishes and pretty much all of sexual behavior,
safe, sane, and consensual.
Yeah, that is definitely not safe or sane, and definitely not consensual. So those are 3 big rule breakers right there. There's a couple fetishes that specifically you're aroused by people who do bad things. I can't remember the name of it. Wells, did you figure that one out, or?
Well, I could look that up.
Go for it. But yeah, do we have another caller coming in or
Yeah, we have Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid? Hey, Kool-Aid!
Kool-Aid.
Oh,
Kool-Aid is interested in talking about sex during mood swings.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Hello, you are talking sex live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
I'm Diane.
Is this Kool-Aid?
Hi, my name is Chris. Everybody calls me Kool-Aid.
Okay, hey
Pleasure
Chris.
to be on.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, doing all right. Just trying to deal with all the feelings and whatnot.
With all the feels. Okay, what specifically feels are you dealing with right now, buddy?
Well, I love my lady.
Mm-hmm.
We fight a lot. She's a passionate woman. She has
Okay.
opinions of her own, and I respect that. But sometimes, we fight, and then she wants to make up,
Mm-hmm.
But I hold on to things longer than she does, and I just can't have sex with somebody when I'm angry.
Okay.
I want to be real gentle.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Mhm.
Yeah, most people
but when
don't.
I'm angry, I don't want to do those things.
You don't want to do what when you're angry?
So what do I do?
Don't want to do those things.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
important to honor how you're feeling, and
Mhm.
sometimes you need to just take a few moments and be like, I'm not ready to make up. I need to process this and not go to her in anger until you figure out what you're going to say in a rational state of mind and be like, this is how I feel, and communicate that with her.
yeah. Do you ever have any
Then
conversations
she
with her?
feels.
Go ahead.
Well, she feels rejected. She wants to.
Mm.
She wants to initiate sex, and I just don't. I don't feel like it because I'm still going through what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a conversation with her while you're upset, or do you just shut her out and say like, "Hey, I don't want to do this right now"? And it's okay if you need some time to process your feelings, because if you talk about them right when you're angry, it might come out irrational, or it might be something that you don't truly mean. It's just you're speaking like through anger, and it's okay to take a few beats or a few moments or even like an hour or two just to calm down and let it process. But you need to be open and have some communication with your partner and say, look, I can't do this right now. I'm upset. I'll talk to you later. Is that something that you're doing with her, or are you just shutting her out completely without any explanation?
No, I don't shut her out. I don't. We fight, and then she apologizes. But just because she apologizes doesn't mean the feelings go away, And she acts like nothing happened. And I tell her, I just don't feel that way. I don't feel like I feel like I'm faking it. When I fake it, she can tell.
Got it. Well, I mean, it's okay to just tell her that I'm upset right now and I'm not rejecting you. I just need some time. I mean, makeup sex is great. It's fantastic. You kind of it's like hitting the restart button on your Nintendo. It just it's a fresh start. You find that kindling love that you have instantly right away, but you need to make up first. You can't still be angry. You can't be passive aggressive and hold back those thoughts that you had there. Is she more combative, or I mean not combative, but is she more
Argumentative?
There it is.
Well, she is. She has a temper.
Mm-hmm.
She also she gets over things faster than I do.
Okay.
She'll be mad at me at 8:00, and then yelling at me at 8:30, and then by 8:45 she's over it. Like it never happened. And not that way. It takes longer for me.
Okay, so you're saying that she gets over it much faster than you do. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she. I think to her it feels like she's like there's something wrong with me. Like I'm holding on to anger too long. But I feel like
Well, you have a right
I
to
don't feel like.
to your feelings
Yeah.
and respecting
Takes as
that.
long as it takes.
Yeah. Do you have like a specific example? Is there something going on right now that you have that you're dealing with?
We fight about anything at all, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I didn't clean something quick enough, or maybe I was on the phone when I should do it on the phone, or something. Almost doesn't matter what it is, but if it gets to the level of a fight, then things are said. It takes me a while, especially if she says something that hits deep. I can't just forget about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you see a couples therapist, or does any one of you see a therapist on your own, or?
We saw a therapist for a little while, but I think she felt that the therapist maybe took my side too often or something. I don't know.
Oh, that sometimes
She's
happens.
into it for a while, and after a while, I don't know. I thought it was worthwhile for the time, but even that, it doesn't make me. I'm still a slow burning kind of person.
Got it.
I
mean,
don't.
so have you tried to have this conversation with her that you are actually you need some time to process this, and then when you have this conversation with her, what is her reaction?
I think she understands intellectually, but I think she still feels rejected, which I understand. Nobody likes to make a move and have it not go anywhere, which I understand. But
how long does it take before
I can't change that?
How long does it take before you get over this? I mean, do you eventually talk with her and then you end up having sex again, or is this something that you just kind of bury away and forget about, and then you just kind of move on with life without ever bringing it back up again?
It depends on what it is. We had a fight in a restaurant where we're yelling at each other in front of everybody.
Wow.
She said all these things about me, like I was just like my dad, and
Oof.
no one would ever love me again. That took me a week. To get over that one.
Got it.
But
and then you just
usually,
and then she wanted to have sex during this whole time, but then you didn't end up actually. You just didn't talk about it, or did you have sex with her, or no?
I mean, it took me a week, to get over that. I just can't.
And then you never talked about it again?
I can't. A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit, but I mean, I think sometimes you have deep-seated divisions that you're not going to solve in one conversation.
Yeah. Well,
you have to keep working on it.
Having a partner in trying to tell them how you feel is very difficult, especially for men to express.
Well, women too.
Women too. I mean, it's not just men, but so there's a couple things going on that you don't want to hurt your partner. Well, most of the time, some people do, and that's not all right. But sometimes, like I have a hard time talking to Diane about my feelings because I don't want her hurt her in telling her like how I feel. So it's hard for me to discuss things. I'm more of a pacifist, and I don't like to bring up.
Very passive aggressive.
Yeah, I try not to be aggressive, but
very passive aggressive.
I don't like to be. I don't like to make things worse, and so it's difficult to try and bring things up, and that's not healthy though. It's both partners, need to listen to what the other one's saying. And you have to do it in a way that doesn't sound like you're attacking them. You don't say you don't say any accusatory statements. Try to avoid you statements and make it, but like
I feel
like this hurts me when this happens. Those sort of things, and then it's your partner, instead of going on the defensive, will be more hopefully empathetic or sympathetic and say like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And it's very difficult to like navigate around that, to try to choose your right words. And so if you do it in a time of anger, then you don't exactly those words don't come out right, and you end up just fighting, and you hurt each other's feelings,
And
and
it's
it
more of a big F you
yeah, and it
kind
just
of
turns
thing.
into a bunch of anger. But it's okay just to take some time and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I just need a few moments. I need maybe an hour, maybe a day. It's not you. I just can't figure out how I'm feeling. I can't figure out how to express how I'm feeling. So just if you don't mind, just give me some time. I still love you, and then come back together and just have a honest conversation and just be, if you need somebody else there, if you need to hire a therapist and see them, but if you're able to do this on your own, just sit back and just be like, look, I'm not trying to attack you, I'm just trying to express how I feel. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but this is just how I feel right now. And hopefully you guys can go ahead and come to a consensus and make up. And it's because, you know, we're people. We don't exactly, not everybody meshes like Lego pieces, you know. It's people come together, and there's things that, you know, our personalities might have holes in it here
Well,
and
there's
there.
also different backgrounds, different
Yeah.
upbringings, the different triggers you're gonna have from childhood.
Yeah, and you may perceive things differently. Also, everybody thinks like understands stuff. Their brain processes things differently. I with my line of work, I come across people who are incredibly smart, and just to see how their mind processes stuff is different from how my mind processes stuff, and you just have to sit back and just let them speak and try to get on their level. Try to understand where they're coming from. Try to understand how their brain processes things, and just be more just sympathetic or empathetic towards them. It is a difficult thing, and that's relationships. That's life. You know, that's how we deal with partners. That's how we go forward. That's how we build trust and love, and that's how we have relationships. It's not super easy. It's not always sex all the time. There is work to be involved, and if you can't do the work, you're not gonna have that great sex later. It's because having two people share the same space for 24/7. There's going to be things that you disagree on. There's going to be things that you don't connect with, and you got to be able to work that out. And once you do, you'll find your relationship stronger, and you'll grow closer together. So, does that help you out, my friend? There, Kool-Aid.
It sounds like you're just saying I need to, be talking about the thing at every point. How you feeling, what you want, what you don't want.
Yeah.
Talk about it all.
Yeah. Well, Kool-Aid, I hope that you will find some common ground with your partner there, and if you can't, you're more than welcome to seek out a therapist who can help you out with some techniques on how to do this. We're not therapists ourselves, but this is just things that we kind of have experienced between ourselves and other lovers. Hopefully that you can stay sex positive, my friend, and have a good evening. Stay safe out there.
Well, thank you, Chet. Thank you, Diane.
No problem.
All right, have a good night, my
Good
friend.
night.
Thanks.
You have a good night.
Thanks. Whew, man, that was a real serious one there, Wells.
You were
Yeah.
coming to communications there, Wells, with any ex-girlfriends?
I come into communication with any ex-girlfriend?
I mean, if you had any problems in the past with communicating with any exes, I was trying to say.
Yeah, of course. Communication is always an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially when you're younger, you have no idea how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As per our question last time, hybristophilia is a sexual attraction to criminals.
Got it. Hybristophilia.
Yeah.
That's right.
Also known as Bonnie and Clyde syndrome.
I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, I don't know.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, what was the name of our first caller? It was Carol? No.
Was it Susan?
Susan, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, Susan might have that, and if it is, then hopefully she can go ahead and maybe find somebody who's not. It seems like face eating is an extreme.
Maybe like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, or just bank robbery. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
something less.
it doesn't that's kind of
violent.
more like Robin Hood-esque, you know. It's not somebody like you're not shooting anybody or hurting
Yeah.
anybody. You're just kind of stealing money from the establishment. I mean, we're not telling you to go rob any banks here, people, but it's not a. I mean, it could be a violent crime if you had a gun involved, but yeah, not so much eating faces. I did want to bring up before we go here. There is on our Twitter feed we have conversation with people who go ahead and follow us, and there was an individual who brought up about cuddling in relationships from males, like that some males do like it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy being intimate. I enjoy holding Diane. It's something that turns me on. It brings me closer to her, and it got me thinking to what is, the role of the male in relationship is masculinity in today's society in relationships. Is it the same as it was, back in 1950s? Like, I feel like it's changing right now, and is it something that will ever change to a point where like females will actually be okay with a man to be effeminate, like to be feminine, or is it always
Feminine?
like the man? Sorry, that's not the right word. But should the man always be dominant? Should the man always have that machismo, that masculinity to draw in their partner? I mean, it is. I feel like a primal kind of thought
Well,
instinct.
I
Yeah.
also find
Yeah.
that when I'm ovulating, I'm more attracted to the masculine men.
Yeah.
That's
is-
just evolutionary
Yeah,
perspective.
that
Yeah.
you tend to be drawn like to the strong, the hunter, opposed to the gatherer, the protective type of man, the strong muscles, the type of man that will actually protect their
My
partner.
offspring too.
Exactly,
And
that
that's
too.
just
Yeah.
And that's the same reason that men are attracted. Heterosexual men are attracted to females with with tight, round hips and asses, because they instinctually
They bear
think
children.
they can bear children. Same thing
Yeah.
with big, supple breasts. Like they can feed my children with these very
Yeah.
nice looking breasts, and so it is very instinctual. But with society progressing to a point where it's like, is it okay for a man to actually be more effeminate? Saying, you know what, it's okay if a man wants to be submissive instead of dominant. It's okay if a man wants to express his feelings and be and talk about things that typically it's stereotype that a female would only talk about. I mean, you can get into a whole realm of discussion about this.
Well, yeah, of course it's okay, but I think a problem in relationships is a lot of toxic traits that men have are like things that women instinctively desire, like being very aggressive and dominant, which can be very toxic, but
Yeah.
it's something that women are attracted to naturally.
Well,
Yeah.
some women. I mean, there's, everyone's different, but like, when is it okay? Do you feel that society will ever get to a point where it's, a man is completely open with his sexuality and being like, you know what, I like to be pegged. Going up to a woman and being like, hey, are you going to be the bottom or top tonight? Just like the whole dating scene. I don't know if our society will ever get to that point.
I don't think so.
No.
Not in a mainstream way. I
Yeah.
think that'll always be sort of a fringe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A French?
I don't think that'll.
Fringe.
Oh, French.
Fringe.
I
Yeah.
thought you
Yeah.
said French.
Oh, maybe French
It's a
thing.
French
Yeah.
thing.
I I don't think we'll ever be going up like in a normal bar to a woman and being like, "Hey, I'm a sub, dominate me." You
Yeah.
know, I think that's just gonna stay a particular subculture.
Something that's
Yeah.
more of it's. I mean,
Minority.
it seems like it's becoming. I mean, it's still taboo. I feel like at some point it, maybe not be taboo. I mean, look how far we've come in the last 50 years. It's like I just look back 50 years ago and to think about how how sex positive we are and how open things are with just the LGBTQ plus community right now, and how acceptive the hopefully a majority, it's not a large majority, but most people are accepting of this type of community, and we just try to push to try to be more sex positive. It's just, it comes down to, it's like, if a man wants to be open about this stuff, he shouldn't be shamed about it. But at the same time, he bears a risk that, like, well, I mean, will women be open to this? I know there's a big in the bisexual community with men, if as soon as bisexuals still are attracted to women, they still want to have sex with women, and if they go up to a woman and they say if they're bisexual, some women, or most women, actually are turned off by that they don't want to be with a man who's been with another man. And
Where it's a little different for a woman who's bisexual.
Yeah, that's like, it's
more
like,
of a turn
right,
on.
yeah,
It's
like,
like,
Yeah.
bring one of your girlfriends to bed then with us.
Yeah, but not so much with a woman. I mean, I'm sure there's some women who do want a devil's triangle and want to have the threesome,
absolutely,
and that's fine. But I feel like if there was a survey that came out on that, it would be the majority of women would not be into. I'm sure there are some surveys out there.
Survey says,
yeah, surveys.
Not
Ding!
into that.
Not into having sex with
I'll
a
have
man
to
who's
look
had
into
sex
those
with a man.
stats.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of stats out there. But yeah, I don't know where to leave off on this, but I just want to say that, like, as a society, we're going to keep pushing to try and be okay with whatever someone enjoys sexually, and it's not,
as long as it's safe, sane, and
consensual. Like, and it's, if a guy wants to have this and his partner's not into it, like, he either has to figure out what's more important to him, is to have the sexual desire or to be with this partner. Is like, what trumps what. And I hate to say the word Trump, but anyway, what is having a loving partner. Is it being in love with his partner? Is that better than what his sexual desire is, or is that sexual desire something that he needs in his life, and so he has to go find somebody else to fulfill it? And there are people out there who could fulfill it, but it's just like, it's a personal decision, basically.
Well, then you could also just go find somebody who's more into an open relationship if you need to get out those.
Well, we all have to make some concessions in relationships. I mean, nobody can be anyone's everything, and so maybe they just have to accept, like, I love everything, pretty much everything else about this person. I guess, like, I have to let this go, or maybe they decide, like, no, this is too important to me being part of my identity, so I have to leave this relationship even though I love this person.
Yeah, but it's okay to cuddle, everybody. If you're a man, don't be scared to cuddle with your partner.
Most of my boyfriends liked cuddling.
Yeah, I mean, I like cuddling, and so.
I haven't had like.
Are you a cuddler there, Wells?
Yeah, I like cuddling. I think, like, to a point. I mean, because sometimes it's just what people want to do all day, and I get fidgety, and I'm like, I want to, work on something now.
Oh, yes.
But
you gotta have your own
I like
hobbies.
cuddling.
Yeah, and you gotta have your.
Yeah.
You gotta set some time for yourself. You gotta have some boundaries. It's okay. But yeah, I mean, after sex or in bed or just, sitting on the couch, that's always fun. I mean,
after sex, I'm like Monday morning quarterback. I just need space for a little while to process what happened.
You need to go to the children's hospital and visit some kids.
I need to visit some sick kids.
You're not just out.
I'm out. I
that's
fall asleep. I'm just like, it
Only
is.
at night he does,
Oh,
not
yeah,
during the day.
No, when we
that's
do like
something
2 to 3
that
times, yeah.
I've really tried to change because I find like so many women like need to cuddle after sex to feel, warmth and close to their partner. So I like force myself to do it after sex, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is to each his own, whatever you like,
Yeah.
and we all find the partner who is okay with that. And like we were saying before, with Kool-Aid, that you have to compromise. You have to have a conversation with your partner and find what each person likes. So. We're going to go ahead and end it there, everybody. That was a very fun show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, as always, Wells. You are an amazing person. I hope you find some more sexual endeavors in your
me
future instead of being stuck in quarantine or just being away from people. But hopefully we can help you out with that in the coming future. But please stay sex positive, everybody. Please stay safe. Keep everything safe, sane, and consensual.
Good night.